Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another episode of the Stanley Parable. First things first, let me ask everybody to subscribe if you haven't done that, and turn off any ad blockers or whitelist me. Help me make your career. So, last ending was the museum ending, and it's probably the wrong ending to have done, but I did it, so what can I say? And it encouraged us to quit all the way out of the game. So I did. I quit all the way out. So I don't know if that's going to reset a lot of the things in the Stanley Parable that were changing each time we began the game, or if we're just going to continue along as we were. So it's just going to be a little bit of an exciting thing. This may be, we might be right back to the very first time we played the Stanley Parable, or it might be that we continue down the path of things ever so slightly changing every time we began again. Well, the loading's certainly going to be long, exiting all the way out. I can almost guarantee that. The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is loading. Never. And I suppose the statement here is that in video games, there really isn't ever an ending if you continue playing them forever, but I think if you go back and look at some of my other series, there are endings. It's the endings we define, or it's the endings the game define. I will only play a game maybe 2 or 3 or 4 times at most in my entire life. There's just too many other games to continue doing that. Now, some games, they allow for a different type of play like this, where we can technically play the whole game several times through.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley
Let's
worked
click
for a
the
company
skip.
in a
Why
big
not?
building where he was.
So it looks like we might have reset everything. So I guess I would risk saying that we shouldn't in our playthroughs have exited. And maybe that means we won't see in this game as many different variations as there might actually be. But I can never really guarantee that we would ever see all the variations. There could be some variation that comes about the millionth time we've reset. But now is as good a time as any to do one thing I do know. If you type in the word face punch, FACEPUNC,
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Okay, so in typing face punch, I have accidentally done one of the endings. And the ending to trigger it is just to close the door and decide you're not going to actually leave your office. So that was a little bit of a mess up. I'm trying to figure out what key would have triggered the door. It must have been the E key. But so if you type face punch, you get that logo, whatever that is. I don't even know what it is. And that
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Looking for the waiting input things. Okay, so we did reset it. So we're down back to 1. Oh.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
I would highly recommend not doing exiting out when you play.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, let's go to the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
A couple of these office doors don't have numbers on them.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
One of these days we will take this, but not yet. I want to try something a little bit dangerous.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
So, there's your exit, if we can get to it. But I just don't see a way to get to it without dying. And I don't think you can get down there. But you can get over here. So let's see what's over here. Danger, danger everywhere. Let's see. 2B1. That's a strange number. 2B3. Warning, do not stand on this side of the fence. 2B4. 2B5.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay. So again, we are at a 2-door option here. Stanley walked through the red door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
So I'm supposed to walk through the red door, you say?
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Let's see what's behind the blue door.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Let's see. Ceiling, light, 64 office space. Oh. So I could go in either one of those doors, but let's try this third option. Wall 128 by 128.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Yes, I suppose.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. Nice. In total, 9,000 doors open, steps taken. Scrolling down. Stanley, this is you. You're objectionably ranked lowest. Okay. Let's see. So, third option. Let's try it again.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Say about 3.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
I'm not really motivated to beat people on leaderboards.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
So, I have to kind of admit, I know this ending. There is actually a branch here where I could sit here for about 4 hours and it will get to the end. Now, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to instead recommend that you just look up the Stanley Principle, Stanley Parable, art ending is what it's called, ARG and watch that. There's videos out there that have been edited from the 4 hours of play. You get only a few things of dialogue for like every 30 minutes, and then after an hour, and after 2 hours, he actually adds a second button, and the wall behind the baby in the middle will fall down, and you will see a cardboard cutout like this of a puppy in a bucket falling into a pit of piranhas. And then you have to run back from this point to over like here to hit the button, then back here to hit this, and so then it's just running back and forth for another 2 hours. This is obviously a great commentary on terrible game design. You're doing the exact same thing over and over again. You're making an annoying sound. When you're not doing something, you're getting an annoying sound. It is way too on the nose, baby crawling towards fire, and all of that. So there is a branch, like I said. So we're gonna do the other ending. We're not gonna sit here and play this forever. There's nothing else in this room. When the wall comes down, you see the puppy and all of that. But so go look at that ending if you want to see it. I'm not gonna spend my time playing this for 4 hours. I probably could do it. It's just not worth my time. So bye bye baby, I'm gonna let you burn.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Alright, let's play somebody else's game. Why not? Alright, Minecraft.
Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here. No, here. And then... Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable. Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
So that's typical first house you would build by playing Minecraft. Just make out of dirt. Something to protect you for the first nightfall.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
Nope. No torches. Minecraft has changed a lot.
No. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
That's still recognizable as Minecraft, but as of this recording, Minecraft is at version 1.8.3, and so the terrain would look a little bit different, and the graphics are a little bit better now. Alright, Portal, another series I've done.
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Doesn't even open the portal. The toilet doesn't flush. In Portal 1, the toilet does flush. This is not going on my list of games where the toilets actually flush. So, of course, Stanley Parable's made in the source code.
It's a puzzle.
So doing
critical
a map like
thinking,
this,
Stanley. You're
really
forte.
easy. Doing the Minecraft map is probably a little bit more
Genius.
difficult. Look, the Fizzler's not even activated, so if I'd brought like the thing with me, I could have gone all the way to the elevator.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any...
Just gonna leave you here? Alright. So, where am I now? I've escaped. I leaped before I looked. Filing cabinets. What happens if I jump down? Do I die? Please rate your experience. Beta. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if I've escaped or if this was part of the game. But let's jump again, why not? See light? What is this, 510? It's like now we're in an apartment complex or some kind of, I don't even know. It's like an office, but an old office. He stopped talking to me. Maybe I've annoyed him enough to get him to leave. Okay, so those two go this way. 423 isn't my number. 427, 424. Computer monitors. 425. So I think that's 427 right there. So before we go see what that is all about, let's go check the other path. What?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Well, it feels like I lollygagged too much and it was on a timer, which is a statement on games of one of the things I dislike the most, particularly as a YouTuber, is if something is going to be triggered on a timer, I don't have enough time to make commentary on it before it happens. So, what would have happened if we'd gotten into Stanley's office? There, we were very close. We could have run to it. What was in that other section? Probably not a lot, but I would have preferred to seen it instead of had it just end. So, is it worth it to go through all of that again to see it again? Probably not. So, I'll just leave it at that. And if you are really, really interested, buy this game, play it yourself. I'm sure there are little bits and pieces all throughout it that I'm not covering. So it's not like I'm going to 100% spoil this for you. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps me out. If you want to support me through fan funding, click on my name, Rydo. That will take you to my main page. On the right there will be a blue button that says support this channel. Any amount you donate will be greatly appreciated. If you want to follow me on Twitter or Google Plus or friend me on Steam or Bell.net, all that information is down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.